Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Ernie Irvan's M&Ms Pontiac from 1999. So let's take a quick look at the box here. As you can tell, this is an Elite box. It just kind of has your generic Elite box sleeve from back then. With the kind of, honeycomb with the E or whatever you want to call that. It does have the hinge box. They made a total of 1,500 of these things. Here is the car itself. Those amazing original M&Ms colors. Now, this was the first year that M&Ms was basically like the main primary sponsor of a car, but not the first year of the Mars or an M&Ms car. Because the year before, if you remember, that Ernie Irvan had a 36 Mars-sponsored car, but they chose to have a Skittles car for the majority of the year. But at one point that year, which is at Las Vegas in the spring, he ran an M&Ms car. And it was so popular and people just loved it, so Mars decided to go to an M&Ms car and drop the Skittles car. Which they did for a long time, up until, Kyle Busch brought Skittles back. Which was kind of funny. But this is the first year they had M&Ms, and this is just kind of that iconic paint scheme that people remember forever. Just the bright yellow with the colorful M&Ms all over it. So this is basically the same base paint scheme, whatever you want to call it, that they used from 1999, 2000, 2001, and 2002. Before they went to the 38 car with Elliott Sadler. And this was basically Ernie Irvan's last year. If you remember, he raced most of the 1999 season in this car. And some other cars, but... And then the final race was Watkins Glen, where he, according to Racing Reference, he blew an engine or something. But then the week afterwards, he got injured in a Busch Series practice, or Xfinity Series now, but... And then he announced his retirement shortly after that, in which Jerry Nadeau took up the car for the rest of the year. So, if you're into, final rides, or whatever you want to call it, this was basically Ernie Irvan's final Cup ride. So, there's that. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have M&Ms. Got a ton of M&Ms. 36 and Pontiac Grand Prix. Down the side, you have M&Ms. You've got Colin Carey. Got a little Skittles logo right down there. Got Pontiac and Kudos. And have Colin Carey again on the C-post. Ernie Irvan's name does have the Winston Cup logo, but it looks like they got rid of the Busch logo. On the back, you have M&M's number 36. You got Pedigree on the deck lid. Got the same stuff on the other side, except for the two logos. On the bottom now says Starburst, and up there now says Combos. Such a nice little detail that so many people overlook. But anyways, let's take a look under the hood, if it wants to open. See, it just has pictured two M&M's there. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Take a look under the deck lid, you get your typical fuel cell and such back there. The roof flaps do actually open. If you remember, that was kind of Elite's thing back in the late 90s, was actually having roof flaps. There's the inner side of the car. This is number 1428. Just kind of a regular black base. This halfway, I guess this is when they were still doing sticker tires. If you want some accuracy, this one has a couple inaccuracies. Like, for example... There was a Valvoline logo on either side, right there, kind of above the Skittles and or what was on the other side's Starburst logos. There's also some other little sponsor in the back corner here, but that's kind of whatever. One thing that's kind of interesting that I noticed is that a lot of these on the hood on the real car, they got rid of the M logo. Like, this one has pretty much the M is on every single piece of candy, where, like, on the real car, I guess they wanted to, show off the front end more, so they got rid of some of the, white M's. It was just kind of the circles. So, I randomly noticed that. I was like, oh, that's funny. So, you can see what I mean if you want to go look up a picture of the car. But overall, it is pretty accurate. Because honestly, I think it makes more sense to have the M logos, but whatever. This has always been one of my more favorite M&M cars. Just these 36 standard M&M cars for the few years. Because that's kind of what I, the original M&M car is kind of what I knew about M&Ms growing up and everything. So, I would love to see these back as a Darlington throwback. But M&M seems very strange on Darlington throwbacks. Because if you remember, back in 2015, Kyle had no Darlington throwback. He had M&Ms on the car. Then, in 2016, Interstate Batteries hopped onto Darlington, and boom, a nice, beautiful Darlington throwback. Now this year, 2017, M&M's is back. And according to their site as we're recording this, he has no throwback again. What the hell, M&M's? Or Mars in general? Come on. I'm pretty sure you could sell a lot of shit and have a lot of people behind you if you had one of these classic M&Ms cars as a throwback. But whatever. One thing I do like about these old cars, I kind of like this look with the like actual clear logos for M&Ms and then have all the M&Ms all around. I don't like how like it seems like lately they want to use the M&Ms as the logo. It'll have like a bunch of giant M&Ms, so you can be like, oh look, they're M&Ms. I kind of like having the actual logo on the quarter panel and the front, but that may be just me. If you want this car, it's a little bit hard to find, but not really that valuable. There's a few of them on eBay. The Elite one's a little bit harder to find, the ARC, but, you know, I got these, well, I got 2 of them for a good price. Another one you'll see probably in a review a few days. But, like I said, I've always loved these old 36 M&Ms and other Mars cars, so you might see more of them, because I kind of want to get a few more of them, but especially want to get that original 1998 M&Ms car that he ran once. But, just a nice, beautiful paint scheme, and probably one that a lot of people hopefully should know more about, because this is one car that really shouldn't be forgotten. But nevertheless, I think that's pretty much all to say. This has been a review of Ernie Irvan's M&Ms car from 1999. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.